This morning, I want to ask you a question. How many digital skills do you need? So, you want to be a digital entrepreneur. You want to have and build an online business. So, how many digital skills do you need? It's a question which actually is very difficult to answer because online digital marketing and sales is changing and evolving all the time. But in this video, I want to try and take you through my framework for understanding the digital skills which I think have to be at the core of your digital business. Before I start, I want to give you a simple framework that will help to make sense of all this, and it's in 6 simple steps. And the whole idea is that you have 6 transformations that you have to apply to your business. You have to transform the relationship between you and your prospect if you're going to be successful. Now, these are the customer focus of your business has to be absolutely on your customer and not on anything else, particularly not on yourself. You must have a customer experience transformation so that when your customers or when your prospects come to your business, their whole experience is going to be revolutionized to make sure that they understand that it is all about them. You need to have a customer channel transformation to make sure that your channels are all in line with your original objectives, which is to serve your customer. And you need to have customer engagement. You need to transform that relationship with your customer so that it is a real relationship rather than just a broadcast medium. Now, on top of that, there are some digital skills which you'll need to transform and also digital tools. And I'll introduce those briefly at the end. So let's look at the first one, which is the customer focus transformation. And this has 3 parts. And the first part of this is strategy. So what is your business going to be about? How will you add value to your customers? And note, I'm not talking about how will you make money, because if you add value to your customers, the money will follow. If you only focus on trying to make money, you're never going to get your customers to believe in you enough to make them want to pay you. Customer-focused transformation also requires good business design. So what is going to be the core of your business design that's going to enable you to add value to your customers? Now, I'm talking about things like, at one end it could be affiliate marketing, but are you going to write books? Are you going to create digital courses? Are you going to sell products and services? Are you going to offer consulting services? Whatever it is, you need to have some sort of business model which clearly works out how you're going to basically add the value and how you're going to charge for that. Now, the next step is your customer focus transformation is all about making your customer the center of your business. So you have to have customer centricity. So what I'm talking about here is taking your customer through the customer journey with you from customer identification, prospect identification, acquisition, conversion, monetization, re-engagement and retention, and then evangelization. And those are the key steps of the customer journey, from them initially finding you to them becoming repeat customers. And you need to have a customer centricity in that whole process if you're going to be effective. So the question I want you to really ask yourself is, how are you going to transform the customer journey with you? Now we move on to the customer experience transformation. And the first thing I want to talk about is product creation. Now, you may be selling offline products, like you may be an Amazon seller and selling real products in the real world, but you still need to have some sort of product creation concept behind your business. And of course, this, for a digital business, is more likely to be things like audio content, video content, written content, infographics, visual content, anything that you can deliver digitally. And of course, at the heart of that for my business is online courses. So you need to think about the products you're going to create and how it's going to add value to your customer. The next step in this customer experience transformation is brand creation. Make your whole digital business more than you. I'm the 6-minute strategist. That is my brand. And the whole idea is to try to establish yourself as an authority in front of your customers, and the brand reinforces that message. Now, finally, in this section, we talk about content creation, because it's not just about sell, sell, sell. It's about having a value-adding content program and plan so that you can add loads of content and loads of value. Show your customers they're important to you. This is why I'm making this video. And as a consequence of that, you will deepen the relationship with them. Next, we need to talk about the customer channel transformation. It's transforming the channels you use to reach to your customers. And at the heart of this is your marketing strategy. You have to ask yourself, how are you going to create that trusted connection with your prospect? Next comes content strategy. And this is about making the most of your content, so that it's organized, it's well put together, it's customer centric, and you can make it trackable so you can understand what content is doing well and what content isn't. Okay, the key question here is to understand what is working, reinforce that. And if something isn't working, then don't spend huge amounts of time and effort putting it up. It could be as simple as looking at how many views your YouTube videos get. And the ones that get loads and loads of views, make more videos like that. The next step is then channel strategy. You need to understand where your prospects and customers are. And of course, you then need to be there. So what channels are you going to use to bring them into your orbit? And this is things like YouTube, it's things like Facebook, it's your blog, it's using course platforms or using podcasting, those sorts of channels where people are going to find you, consume your content, and start to look at you as a trusted authority. Now, everything at the heart of a digital business comes down to traffic. Okay, getting the traffic to your content so that you can start to convert that traffic into customers. Now, you can have earned traffic, which is free. So I'm producing a bit of content here. It'll go onto YouTube, for instance. People will find it and they'll engage with me, and I will earn that traffic by providing the content. Or, of course, you can pay for it using paid ads, and you can do that on Google, you can do that on YouTube, you can do that on Facebook, and a whole range of other platforms as well. Ask yourself, what are you going to do to drive traffic to your content? Okay, and are you going to be able to measure it? Now we come on to lead generation. You've got all this traffic coming in, that's great. But what are you going to do to get your prospects to take that first step to start that relationship with you? And turning a prospect into a lead where they sign up to your email list and then get into your emails, and we'll talk about that in a minute, is a critical step in the whole process. You need to have a clearly thought out lead generation strategy. I have various offerings around the place, and every day I look at my active campaign stats, and I see I've got a few more people signed up and subscribed to my content and to my email list, and then they start to receive my emails. So you can do that as well. But you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do to start and then nurture that relationship? Now, funnels are a critical part of any digital business. And if you don't understand the importance of funnels and you haven't created funnels for your business, then I recommend you drop everything you're doing and you spend at least a couple of days trying to find out much more about it. You need to organize and optimize your content so it does lead your prospects down that path through the top of the funnel and then to the bottom where they become customers. And that's a critical step in your customer engagement transformation. Now, the last step in this is the customer email campaign creation. And the whole idea behind this is you actually then start to communicate and start to talk to them before you try and sell them. Gary Vaynerchuk, in his book Jab, 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 Right Hook, makes the point that you have to keep giving them the content before you try to start selling them something. And the whole idea between jab, 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 right hook is you need to be jabbing 3 times before you right hook once. You need to actually give more than you ask for. So you need to learn how to use email as an effective communication tool. Now, the customer engagement transformation actually also has social community engagement. And this is why I have a couple of Facebook groups, because I want to create that community. I want to make a group of people, bring a group of people together so that I can share ideas with them and talk to them and they can talk back to me. And I don't want to just broadcast at you. I want you to become part of my community, and it's a community that I am undertaking to lead for you. Now we come on to digital skills transformation, and there are three specific areas I want to talk about here. The first of which is copywriting. Now, this is the art of selling with words, but if you can understand the various steps behind good copywriting, then you can deliver that in everything you do, not just written words. You can deliver it as you speak it. You can put it into your videos, all sorts of different things like that. So you need to have a good understanding of copywriting. The next digital skill you need to have at least some understanding of is search engine optimization. At least be aware that it exists. And this is the art of producing your content digitally on the web in a way that the search engines can search you, find you, rank you for relevance, and you can rank higher and be seen as more relevant and therefore reach more people, because the search engines rank you highly for the quality of your content. And it's optimizing your content. Search engine optimization is putting your content there in an optimized way, which makes it easy for the search engines to find you and rank you. The third step in this digital skills transformation section is data analytics. Remember, what you measure moves. And even if you just installed Google Analytics on your website, that's a good start. But you need to start to learn how to measure your digital marketing so you can judge how well it does. If you're doing Facebook ads, you need to look at the results of your campaigns. Before you spend thousands of dollars on a Facebook ad, spend a few tens of dollars on a Facebook ad, see how well it converts. See how well it actually works. And if it doesn't work particularly well, improve it. Test it, put another variant of it out there and try to improve the results. This is what A/B testing is all about. So that basically you have your original model and then you put out a variant. If the variant does better than your original, you make the variant the original. You then do another test and create another variant. And if that does better, then that it becomes the original. But if it doesn't, then you discard it and you try another test. And by doing that, you gradually inch your way up and you improve the quality of your marketing. The last step in this transformation process is tools and resources. Now, there are a vast range of tools and resources out there. I'm not going to be able to cover them in any depth whatsoever. Some are free, some are paid, but you can use them to make your life easier, to produce a better, higher quality digital business. Now, some examples, very simply, things like Canva for creating digital images, the Google Docs, which are free, the course platforms, Thinkific, Teachable, Udemy. These are all tools which you're using to deliver your content. Email service providers, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, MailChimp is free. Image libraries such as Stock Unlimited. Funnel modeling tools such as Funnelytics, video conferencing such as Zoom, mind maps, well, there's a whole range of mind mapping software out there, and so on and so on and so on. But don't be afraid to find and adopt and adapt some of these tools to make the delivery of your digital business more effective. Now, a piece of good news after all this, you may never be an expert in all of these. And actually, you don't need to be. You can outsource some or a large part of these processes. Obviously, there's a cost associated with that. However, I do believe you need to understand what it is that you are talking about. You understand how to put this together. If you have any questions about all this, then of course do come and message me. Wherever you're watching this video, come and message me and talk to me about it. So the question then is, how many skills do you need? And I've given you some idea of what I think the framework of digital skills are. And I think in order to have a joined up business, in order to understand how to have an effective digital business, you need to have at least an understanding of how these all fit together.